Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 98th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm not so humble host, Brendan White. Find me everywhere at Brendan8bits. Joined today, my two partners in crime, Ali Hart, who can be found at Miss Ali Hart, and Saleem Abraham, who can be found at Saleem TD. Welcome back to the remote Hungry HQ for the 98th time, you sexy bastards. How you doing?
Oh, really good.
You don't sound really good. That sounded deflated.
Oh, this, like we always joke now, it's almost close to my bedtime, so...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nana Hart.
I know, I feel bad. I'm so sorry, Ali. We can go back to 6:30 in the morning if that's better for you.
Oh, could you?
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
How are you?
Didn't mind the old Sunday session. That was it was good. It got me up. I was, ready to attack the day. Funnily enough, I went to bed afterwards. But
yeah, I was about to say, like,
the
everyone
intention
was still
there.
wearing pajamas. I was like fully dressed, so I don't know. I feel like I was the only one that was ready for that podcast. Unfortunately.
How are you, Brendan?
I'm doing good. The jet lag has finally subsided. Back on the Australian Eastern Standard Time Zone again. So it is currently 7:21 in the PM here up in Vegas. But I'm on a high. I had to listen to that 97th episode that you two and our boy Nato J put together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Maybe our best work to date. So it was a good listen. And we're back here now in the studio on a Wednesday night, about to hopefully make a bit more magic. Dream, how about you? How you doing?
That's it. I've been really good, man. I feel like we haven't spoken. I know we spoke on Monday, but we haven't really spoken in
right. This
weeks.
is like the first. Yeah, I'm like, why are you guys acting like you haven't spoken in like forever? And now I realize it's because you guys haven't been on the same podcast in a while.
It has been a hot minute. You've been the consistent. You are the foundation piece these days, Miss Hart. We are just the drifters.
The constant,
rolling in and out
you
as the wind
say.
changes.
You're the constant, Ali.
Like a thorn in the side.
You're the glue that binds us all together.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's I can't remember. It's maybe been 5 episodes since maybe we've been all in the same online room here, having a hell of a time. So it's good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a good energy in here, even though Nana Hart's getting a bit sleepy. Hopefully she hasn't had a sleepy time tea yet, and she's good to punch out an hour or so with us.
I should be fine.
Have some brandy, Ali. Have some brandy. You'll be fine, Nan. Shout out to NATO for being such a good sport and jumping on at a moment's notice, I think, for some of them as well. He was great. He's so good to have on. He's so infectious. I think that's the best word to use for him.
It's good, because I've got 2 targets now, so...
Well, see, it's interesting you say that, because when I have him in those episodes, I feel like I've got an ally that I can go to for help. And he puts it on you way worse than I've ever done. So, frankly, I think you and I, Ali, we're friends now. The enemy of your enemy is my friend, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's some like uneasy alliance now where everyone's just ganging up against NATO J.
Yeah.
But you heard him in the episode. He doesn't take insults. He just like kind of swept them under the rug.
Yeah, he's got some thick skin. I don't know what happens in the water over there in WA, but he's pretty immune to this kind of stuff. He's like Teflon, that bastard. It's ridiculous.
He smiles through it, and he sounds like I know he does because we all know him, but like if you have never met this man, just you can tell from his voice, he smiles ear to ear all the time about fucking everything. It's almost annoying.
He is unnaturally happy pretty well all the time. Like I'll come in and be like, it's a sunny day, and he'll be like, no, it's the sunniest day, and it's like, well, my day's ruined, thanks, motherfucker. So we
love you, Nato. Thank you, Nato.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And thank you for, becoming part of this podcast and being our super sub, as it were. But, what else has been going on? What have you guys... It's funny, I'm looking at the sort of our run sheet here.
Too.
And the first game that we've all been playing, I guess we could sort of tackle this jointly. Mm-hmm. We've all been playing Fortnite this past week. Like, what in the hell?
All right, hands up. Like, who's actually been playing this on PC? That's because that's me. And I, Brent.
Me.
See, we brought this up last week, Sam.
What?
Were you playing Fortnite on mobile?
No.
Oh.
No. Who's playing Fortnite on PS4? Me. I was playing on PS4.
Oh, I didn't even think about the PS4.
Yeah, no. So I got talked into it by a friend, but you can't swing a stick without hitting a story about Fortnite or it catching PUBG at the moment. So
True.
it was on my sort of to-do list, and I love it. I'm having so much fun playing the game. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Both of you being PUBG, of the PUBG persuasion, we'll say.
I don't like that people run away from fights in this game. Or hide, sorry.
Do they?
A lot of sneaky sons of bitches in this game.
Yeah,
a lot of sneaky sons of bitches.
Like in PUBG, like when you initiate a fight, generally like a person, they'll turn around and fight, or they're not too far away. But then I found in my brief time, I will say, in Fortnite, they would just like run off or just build a little fort.
Yeah, it's got to be the build mechanic, because that build mechanic is the only thing that's different between these games. That, and as far as I can see in Fortnite, there are no vehicles. Am I wrong?
No vehicles. There's a lot of vehicles you can smash to get material, but no vehicles to drive apart from your bloody, your glider to start with.
Yeah. So that's got to be the reason why you think everyone's a coward. It's because they're just building stairs to get away, or block, or get over you, or...
I'll say one thing.
None of those were digs, by the way, Ali. You looked at me like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
You're like, the reason why it seems like, they're cowards is because they're building or they're running away. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly why they're cowards.
But it's like, I mean, like tactfully running, tactfully running away, not just kind of like, ooh, gotta run.
You know what I've noticed as far as like enemy engaging tactics is you have a shootout and they're like, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to jump, I'm going to jump, I'm going to jump, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to jump. And that's all it is. You're in a shootout and these guys are just bouncing around like a goddamn pogo stick.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I don't have enough games under my belt to sort of put a firm opinion on if some of the game gameplay or gunplay more so is broken. But it felt like a few times I'd drop in and there seems to be almost like a 4-to-1 ratio of shotguns to everything else in this goddamn game. So I pick up a green or a blue shotty. So you think, okay, that's mid to high-ish tier. And then I'll lose a shootout with a guy with a fucking grey pistol from like 4 meters away. And I sit there and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? Like,
that's definitely one thing that I've actually talked about with a few people in the community is I'm like, okay, look, I bought the game, I'm playing, but I feel like the gun levels are weird or a bit finicky, and apparently there's this whole like hierarchy with the guns, like regardless of color, like
there's got to be some math behind the jumping thing, because I've seen videos where people suggest to jump, so they say it's best to jump, and like obviously it's moving your hitbox up and down, which is always helpful, but it's got to be that the penalty for hitting the body as opposed to the head is just so much lower, and that's why people are jumping. That's what I'm assuming. But yeah, people suggest to jump.
People jump in PUBG.
I jump.
So
it's normal, I think.
Yeah,
it's
normal.
The added layer of buttons at your disposal, because obviously you've got your build mechanics. You can toggle between your guns to your pickaxe, and then your inventory obviously is just wrapped down the bottom in the bottom right hand corner, so you don't really have an expanding backpack. That's one thing that took some adjusting, where I'd pick up a gun or I'd see some bandage, or I can't remember what the sort of the armor, the blue elixir you drink that gives you your armor.
Yeah, the shield.
So there is a big juggle aspect, because what is it? I think it's only 6 items that you can carry at any
Yeah.
one time.
Sounds
Something
about
like
right.
that.
It's not much. And naturally, like jumping is, I kept forgetting to like pop my shield, like, you know, pop that blue elixir. I'd always have it sitting down there and then, oh, I'm dead or I'm down and stuff like that. But I like the aesthetic. It's
Yeah.
sort of, you know, got a cartoony Borderlands-esque look to it.
Yeah, it does.
It's sort of got a bit of a Warner Brothers sort of environment that felt like I'm going through,
Animania.
you know, Animania. Yeah, that's sort of, you know, bang on the money as far as the description goes on it. But it looks good. It plays good. The servers seem quick. Like the matchmaking super fast. I like that. You know, comparing that to PUBG, I like the waiting lobby. Once you're in a game, it's only like 10 seconds on the aisle and then you're on the bus. I like that as opposed to the 60 seconds or, you know, 30 or 60 seconds, whether it be custom or open, that PUBG has. So you're getting into games a lot quicker. You're hitting the ground running a lot quicker. It's a faster pace because you are pretty much just on the hoof the entire time. So
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not very good at it right now. I will persist.
It's your build
But,
game. It's all about
yeah.
like how well you can build those structures, because there are like little death towers and trap towers that people are able to build. It's crazy seeing the build times of some of the like PC players, how quickly they can build their little forts.
It's bullshit. It's
nuts.
bullshit. Like, I'd engaged in a few firefights last night, and then I'd like sneeze and look back up, and he's got a 3-story fucking skyscraper now in front of me, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
that engagement's over. I got a bit to go back here and hide behind the 3 bits of wood that I've collected. Like,
Yeah.
I kept forgetting about the need to build or the necessity to survive via building, so I didn't really advance in any of that throughout my playtime. I was just trying to run and gun.
I do.
Yeah,
Fail.
same.
I like that you can spectate your killer and then you can spectate your killer's killer.
So many layers.
So many layers.
But what do you think, Ali? Like, will you go back? Do you think, like, obviously numbers say yes, it can hold a candle to PUBG, but do you think this thing's going to attach to you?
Probably. So far, no. I like PUBG. Definitely, like when I first started playing that, I was addicted. I wanted to keep playing. Like Fortnite, I played it last night for a couple of hours. Maybe because I wasn't playing with friends. I don't know, but like, I don't have any desire to play it tonight. So
Interesting. Okay. I'm the opposite. Like, granted, I'm not as like deeply involved in PUBG, but I just had a lot of fun playing Fortnite, and it just seems so accessible. Even with the build stuff, it's like, you know, after a few rounds, I'm already kind of top 15, top 10, and I don't feel like I'm really screwing up. You know, I feel like it's really hard to make a wrong decision. Obviously, you can die quickly, but like every plane that I jump out of, I always seem to land on top of a house, break the roof, and immediately under me is a gold chest. It's ridiculous. How rare are these things? I don't actually know, because every single
didn't
time
feel
I
rare.
drop, I find one.
they didn't.
Yeah,
feel rare to me.
they're not massively rare, but like, truth be told, a lot of the zones that Rachel and I dropped into, we didn't find many. So a lot of the time, we'd either be carrying around like trash grey weapons, or like I'd still have a pickaxe for a little while.
Just
so it's-
like hacking away.
Also,
yeah, like swinging with reckless abandon.
I want to keep playing, and I want to know, you know, what the sort of pro level of mining versus combat versus hiding, like what the, you know, optimal balance between those three things is. Because at the moment, I'm just kind of collecting resources willy-nilly, not really like collecting to build anything specific. I don't know how many I need. I only realized, you know, I realized way too late that you can swap between wooden versus brick versus, you know, metal, or whatever. That took me way too long to figure out.
Damn.
So I feel like there's a lot to explore in this game versus PUBG. I think PUBG, there's not a lot to explore. It's just really good at delivering what it is, which is it's a 100-man battle royale. And almost every game is going to be vastly different from the last, because you're going to, you know, luck. It's all luck, really. And a little bit of strategy. I'm sure there's more strategy, but
I feel like not PUBG. Fortnite must be luck, because
how? Why?
well, because like all of last night, I was constantly in the top 10. Constantly.
So its ranking's very different. So it'll rank you like 10, but really you're the 32nd person like left and you die. So it must like bracket them in a way that, you know, top 10 is anyone who's survived to top 32 or whatever, and
So
then
what's with the little counter?
oh really, top 10. Maybe everyone's
Like
just
the little
really
skull
new.
counter under the map.
What it tells you finished as, your place, is not what you were, like in terms of the order of people dying. Yeah. Right in if I'm wrong, but I'm very sure that's right. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
One thing, obviously, I haven't experienced it personally yet, but I like the fact that they've opened this up to cross-platform play to goddamn everything. Like, I haven't played it yet, but I was talking to Shannon from Press Start the other day, and he was playing on his smartphone with someone that was playing on their Xbox with someone that was playing on their PC, all in the one lobby. So that kind of shit, I'm like, damn, you know, that's a well-optimized game. Like, Epic have done phenomenally with this game, bringing it to market. Like, obviously, PUBG is still PC and Xbox only, no cross-plat, no nothing. It's one or the other. Where this thing's even running on a goddamn iPhone or an Android.
But there's an argument against cross-platform play though, which is that it would be easier for people on PCs to pull off crazy shit than someone who's holding a phone.
It's not our fault.
No, it's not.
Ali,
it's not.
Just wanted to ask on that topic too, Ali. With PC, because they are using like the F keys and stuff for building, did you find that there was too many keys to sort of deal with on the keyboard?
Like, I think that's probably a very simple thing for me to complain about really early on playing this. I know that there's a lot of people who have recommendations on changing the key binding, because some people do say it's a bit janky. Being a female with nails, doing the switcheroo with Q, which is right near my W, is a bit iffy. But
yeah,
I'm sure with enough gameplay and enough, figuring out which key binding works for you, I think it's fine.
I played a few games on PC, keyboard mouse, then I switched to the old trusty Xbox One controller, and Dream could probably confirm it too. It feels really good on a controller because all your adjustments with your inventory is just the bumpers, jumping from axe or pickaxe to weapons, really intuitive. Jumping to your building and just pressing B. It's really well mapped on a controller, I found.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of input, particularly considering swapping between like different building formats or whatever, like the stairs and the floor and the wall. But once you kind of wrap your head around it, it's quite intuitive. I actually, I haven't had any problem with it, really. Yeah, it's good.
Fair enough, then.
Yeah, it felt good.
So anyway,
Fortnite,
we should cross-platform play, and I'll show you kids why it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Not that
There's
I'm
also
sure,
a hot rumor out there that it is on its way to the Nintendo Switch as we speak. So, portable Fortnite on the Switch, hell to the yeah! I'd snap it up on there. Yeah,
I'm kind of tempted to get it on PC actually after talking to you guys about it.
It's good.
Yeah,
and like obviously it's free, and apparently your Epic account, any skins and things like that you've got will carry across all platforms.
So on that note, I just got the shits with setting up an Epic account and just said fuck it, just tie to my PSN and that's it, because I couldn't work out. I tried setting it up with an email address and it was like the email address is in use or the password's incorrect, something like that. And then, no, it was the password's incorrect. And then I found one that had worked out the password, got the password reset, logged in, and then it told me I couldn't use that account because it was tied to something else. Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. And that was after like 10 minutes of mucking around. So it's just like, well, fuck, I'm not going to play this anywhere else. And then I played it and I love it. And I'm probably going to play it somewhere else. So now I'm really not sure what I'm going to do here.
Yeah, well, we definitely need to tee up some cross-platform because I want to see how it feels.
Yeah,
between all the platforms. I'll just jump in on the back of Fortnite. Been playing a bit more PUBG. Don't want to dive too heavy. It's the same old. But I've also played today and PUBG Mobile, which released yesterday. So it's the official PUBG Mobile phone game or tablet or mobile device. It's available on iOS and Android. Sadly, Fortnite, I forgot to mention earlier, Fortnite's only available on iOS at the moment, and it's sort of closed shop. It's invite only, where PUBG, free everywhere, readily available. Download it right now. Played my first game, got 5 kills and a chicken dinner on the old iPhone 7 today. So
that's a lot. I'm hearing
You got a
everyone's
chicken
winning.
dinner on an iPhone
First
7.
up. Yeah.
Wow, son.
Yeah,
You've definitely come a long way. You've come a long way.
Yeah, it took some doing, man. A lot of hours in the trenches, a lot of painful pans to the head and Superman punches, but it felt okay, I guess, for a mobile game. It's not the best thing, out there by any means, but it's a faithful sort of port to the mobile space. There is some assistance as far as they will give you a little bit of aim assist. It's not like they'll see an enemy and snap on, but like if you're sort of jumping around, you're shooting around the vicinity, it'll sort of just almost stabilize your gun a little bit.
Sure.
There's an option in there where it'll auto loot stuff, so it'll take a look at what you've got, whether it be your armor, your guns, your meds, and see what you're low on. And if it's all around, it'll start auto picking up what's close to you. So that helped, because obviously there's a lot of buttons on the screen as far as crouching, jumping, going prone, running around, and things like that. So it's pretty finicky trying to navigate on a little 4-bit-inch screen. But it was fun. Played me and a bunch of randos from China or something, no doubt. But debut game in this random squad, and we rolled our way to a chicken dinner, so that felt good. Second game I played, I came second with 6 kills, I think it was. So it's you just push, you just be aggressive. That's all I found. You just run into central zones and just go ham.
Is this free?
Good fun. Yeah, free to play.
Huh.
I don't know if there's any facility to sort of squad up like you can do on the Fortnite app at the moment, or Fortnite game on mobile, sorry. But yeah, I think it's just completely rando squads and things like that. But it's fun. Good time killer, nice little potential #snap game. But yeah.
Cool.
PUBG on the mobile.
We'll have to give it a crack. If it's free, you have to. I wonder what the plug is there that play the full version, maybe. Buy it and get the full version, or is it microtransactions? It'll be microtransactions.
I haven't seen. I didn't dive into sort of the back end if there was like a store and things. It's interesting though, because they grade your sort of gaming, instead of it just being just straight off battle points like on the full-fledged game, you get a ranking, like F through to triple S, like typically like in RPG and things like that, or a level-based action adventure game. So that's an interesting flair that they've added to it. But PUBG Mobile out now on the iOS and the Android for free. It is nearly a gig download though. It's like 900 meg or some bullshit. So just bear that in mind.
What else you been playing, big dog?
Man, embarrassingly, I'm not going to talk too much on this one as well, but I've been playing, because I've been traveling a bit, played some more WWE Supercard, the game that keeps on taking. Yeah, I dropped another 30 bones on this the other day.
Can I ask, did we get it right last week when we were talking about that transaction? It was like $50 or something for 5 wrestlers.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
all
bang
right.
on the money.
Okay. No, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure, because it seemed too dumb to be true when I was saying it. And I was like, no, we've probably got this wrong. Oh my god.
And I read it and I sort of winced. I mean, I listened to it and I winced a little bit when you said it, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
What's the 30? What's the additional 30 get you?
Because you accumulate obviously credits in game, and I was just short on getting some stuff for some limited spring edition card bullshit. It's a whole thing. But yeah, $30 got me. I think it was like 1,500 more of these coins or something like that. So I've leveled up some stuff. I've got a pretty boss deck these days because I've been hustling this game like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done dropping cash on this game. Pez, if you're listening to this, I'm done. You hooked me for a while. I'm out. I'll still keep playing, but fuck you and 2K. But I still kind of like the game.
Okay, it's a card game.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. I kind of want to play. I'm getting a bit of FOMO right now.
Don't.
I feel like I need to see what the fuck this guy spent 80 or 90, but probably way more I don't know. I feel like you spent more than you're willing to admit on this, but I feel like I need to see where all this money went. Yeah. Obviously don't, because I'll probably blow just as much, if not more.
Yeah, it's a son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling crack.
Oh, nice. All right. Good. Ali? Mate?
Well, I have been going at Overwatch a bit more. I didn't actually get to play that new character yet. I think she only just got released.
Bridget.
Yeah, recently. I'm not feeling her either, regardless.
She hit full game, I think, yesterday.
Okay, that sounds about right.
And that's as of, Wednesday today. So it's Tuesday or Wednesday. She's now available on all platforms.
Yeah, I just don't know. So her class doesn't look appealing to me, unfortunately.
Battle Healer. Battle Healer is her, class, right?
Yeah. Not feeling it.
I don't mind it. I want to give her a go, because, sort of reminds me, Lucio's a battle healer, in my opinion. He's in there in the skin of it, doing passive heal, and I like playing Lucio, so I'll give her a crack.
Yeah, true. I do like playing Lucio of all healers, but I don't know. She just looks clunky. Looks thick. So I've been playing a lot more Overwatch. Look! But not the good kind, not May kind. I've been prepping for Overwatch because I'm completely rusty on Overwatch. Unfortunately, I used to be good. I like to think I used to be good. Was I good once?
Good. You're pretty good.
Yeah. And I'm definitely rusty again. So I'm trying to get back in the groove. And I want to perfect Old Mother Russia Zarya.
Oh, you want to be the big Zarya.
Yeah, big Zarya. But, yeah, and I'm trying to stay away from Junkrat because I'm finding the more I tell people that I play Junkrat, the more sass I get. It doesn't matter how many games I save. It doesn't matter how many end of plays of the games I get. It doesn't matter how much I help the team.
Why are you getting sass? Obviously he does, a lot of splash damage, and you can just sort of shoot your grenade launcher, willy-nilly. Is that why it is? Because I guess the learning curve on him, as opposed to, say, a sniper, sniper-based character, is not as high? Is that what they're trying to get at here?
It's pretty much they're having a go at a spray and pray kind of... Spray and pray, sorry. Kind of
spray and play.
That's essentially what you're doing. That's what everyone does. So I think that's the whole idea, is that, it takes no talent, it takes no, effort into playing Junkrat. You just, just damage, pretty much.
You do you.
Say, it's a
just do yourself, Ali. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about the haters.
I know, but...
NATO's only one guy. Forget what he says.
I bet he's a Hanzo main or something anyway, that little son of a bitch.
I'm looking at this Bridget gameplay, and she looks really fun. She actually looks kind of cool.
Well, you can play her then.
Yeah, I might. If I ever get back to it, I will. She's got a cool flail, a mace flail thing. Yeah. Sorry, that's all I had to say on that matter.
I'm keen, and we're still going to do this, road to ranked, or whatever we're going to call it, mode in the next couple of weeks as well. Hopefully we might even allocate some time next week to crack in, if you two might be available.
Yeah,
spend a few hours ranking up and dusting the cobwebs off on Overwatch.
Yeah, no, and that's the other reason why, is that I didn't want to be involved in this road to rank, and then my main being Junkrat. I actually want to be good at something else. So.
Well, now you got two characters. That's good.
Yeah, that's two.
Good. Now you got more utility. You can go on damage, or you can tank a bit.
Yeah, I've got to pick something else. though. I really got to pick something useful.
Is this the makings of potentially an esports worthy team? I wonder.
Oh.
I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I see it. I see it.
No pressure now. I'm going back to Junkrat. The other game that I have been playing is called The Cat Lady. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's aware of this game. Probably
no,
not.
I've just been waiting for you to give us the rundown. I read it in the doc, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh.
I need to know.
What do you think it is?
Well, there's no sort of crazy or other type of adjective in front of cat. So maybe it's just a female cat. Maybe she's a highbrow cat in a world of felines and dogs. Working on Cat Wall Street or some bullshit. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. It's sort of like a physical cat humanoid type of character.
Okay, Sam, what about you?
Yeah, that was really out there. I really liked that one, Brendan.
I'd play that game.
What did I think? I thought it was
imaginative.
the cat lady from The Simpsons, and it was kind of like a point scorer where you throw cats at a target, like passer-by children or something.
I'm gonna say Sam's the closest. It's actually very It's actually very reminiscent of more like point-and-click adventures, where it's the story of this woman who is known as the cat lady because she is nice to the cats in her apartment, so everyone calls her the cat lady. But the main thing is that she's unhappy with life and she commits suicide. Now, this isn't spoilers. It happens within the first literally minute of the game. She attempts to commit suicide. And it's about a story about how she makes a deal with, I believe it's called the Maggot Queen, or Queen of Maggots.
Jesus Christ.
And to redeem her immortality, she goes into the... I know, right? You guys were so far off. She goes back into the real world and she has to, it's kind of like a kill contract. She has to get rid of these parasites of the world. And then, yeah, so it's pretty much like her going through life, and she meets people and she deals... It is incredibly dark, this game. Like, I know pretty much with the first few minutes of me talking about it, you're like, no shit.
Who is she killing?
Huh?
Who is she killing?
Parasites. So really, really bad people in the world.
Like drug dealers and sort of people
like
of that
serial
ilk?
killers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the story is great. You have to pay attention to conversations you're having. It's really dark. The music is so good in the sense of just establishing like the environment. And so far the story is really, really good. Really, really good. So it's kind of like an adult's point and click adventure.
This has a 9 out of 10 Steam rating, this game.
See?
Released in 2012.
Oh, wow.
And as you can see, like, if you're looking at it now, you'll
It's
see
a
that
classic.
the graphics are not impressive at all. But that doesn't matter. It really honestly doesn't matter, because that story, you just keep going, because it's a crazy story and you just want to find out how it ends. And there's multiple endings, I know that. And then some people might be familiar with a game called Downfall. These two link. So the stories kind of link up in the sense, like, it's not like one directly after the other or whatsoever, but like two different characters, same universe. So
Wow.
some people might be more familiar with Downfall. So yeah, really, really interesting game. Sorry it was really dark and I went down there, but I know there's
goodness.
some people out there that like point and click adventures and that sort of stuff. And like I said, more adult, great story.
It's got a real neo-noir aesthetic. It's like black and white with real heavy red tones across for the blood on the walls and the doors.
Yeah,
And wow,
every now and
it
then.
looks great.
Well,
It
and
actually
there's-
looks cool as shit.
Yeah, and color is also, you actually bring up a good point. Color is a very key thing about this game as well. Like, the use of color and graphics is really good too. I recommend it. It's dark, it's heavy, but it's really well made.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
There's another
sorry.
curveball from Ali.
Sorry, I just kind of brought that down a very dark tunnel. Sorry.
Never a dull
what about
moment here.
Sam?
Yeah, I'll bring us right back up. I've been playing Tekken, woo, but not just your regular Tekken. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh shit, here comes Sam talking more about that Tekken
Let's go
hobgob.
back to the suicidal lady.
Let's go back to the cat lady. Yesterday, so Tuesday, the 20th of March was when the most recent downloadable character was made available, and it is none other than the Crown Prince of Insomnia himself, Noctis Lucis Calum from Final Fantasy 15. And it is nuts.
I don't know who that is.
It is fucking
It's
nuts.
the lead character from Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the main guy. Who is not a fighting game character.
Yep, okay. I'm on board, yep.
Yeah, so to put it into context, amongst Tekken's roster of characters that are available in Tekken 7, there's now Eliza, who is downloadable content. She's from the Tekken universe, so she's just another fighting game character. Then there's Akuma, who was available to everyone. He's not DLC, but he's borrowed from Street Fighter, obviously. There's Geese, who was the second DLC available from... I always get this wrong. It's either Fatal Fury or Final Fury. Or Final Fatal.
You mean Final Fight or Fatal
Final
Fury?
Fight, yeah, something like that. One of them.
Yeah.
But he's from a fighting game as well. He's got crazy fighting game mechanics and a special bar. And then there's Noctis, this RPG character who they've basically had to build from the ground up to be a fighting game character. He's really gimmicky and he's got a lot of cool flashy moves, but he's actually really simple as well. He's really easy to pick up. He's a lot like Katarina, who is one of the new characters in Tekken 7. It's all just like mashing the same button in a way. So with her, the joke is that it's like 4, which is circle, or B, depending on what you're playing it on. Like 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and it's just like kick, 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 kick. With Noctis, it's 2, which is like triangle or Y. And you just mash that. He just like slashes like crazy.
Has he got the... I've seen, like, from the reveal trailer, has he got, like, all the armages or whatever they are?
Yeah, he does. You don't quite... It's not like you select between them, but your moves, whatever they are, like some will use the knives, some will use the big spear, some will use, like, the short sword. He's got the warp blade ability, so if you press, like, forward 2, it, like, throws the sword really quickly at the target, like at your opponent, and then if it hits, you teleport and, like, do more damage. And that is nuts. Like, that's so quick. And I got on yesterday, and literally every match is a Noctis mirror match. No one's playing any other character except for Noctis at the moment. And they're all just, like, the characters with some significant distance between them, like you and them, and you're just sidestepping and, like, trying to bait out someone else throwing the warp blade so that you can get on top of them. But he's really interesting. He's really safe in a lot of ways, but he's really simple as well. It doesn't really feel like there's too much to him to pick up. He's really fun. It's actually a lot of fun playing him.
Do the armature weapons, when you do those moves where they come in, does it take off health like it does in Final Fantasy, or does it impact him anyway like that?
No, yeah, he doesn't have any sort of any kind of meter. He's just got his health bar.
Okay.
So, aside from, every character's got rage. So when your health dips below a certain percentage, you activate rage, which means your attacks deal more damage, and then you also unlock 2 abilities. One's a rage art, which is like a special move, and then the other one's called a rage drive, which is just like an improved move that has like added, frames. Like it'll stun people basically on hit is the best way I can explain it. So that you can get in there and have like a second hit or a clean launch or something like that, depending on your character. So yeah, without getting too technical, Noctis is here. He's pretty cool. I think he'll be adopted a lot more widely than the other DLC characters. I hope he will. Like, I think he's pretty cool. It's going to be interesting, to see what comes out of the next kind of week of Tekken, because you'll start to have people
What's
revert.
the feedback been so far? Like, in amongst the fighting community circles, I know it's still pretty early, like he came out a day ago, but
yeah.
What's the general feedback? What are you feeling? You got the ear to the ground.
Yeah. People like him. Like, again, I've never, there hasn't, I mean, when Geese dropped, no one, you'd find it hard to find a Geese match.
Yeah.
But with Noctis dropping, it's like, again, like, I haven't actually played anyone who's not playing Noctis in the last 24 hours. Everyone's right onto this. And I think because he just looks fucking bonkers. Yeah, I think he'll be a bit of a staple. He's an absolute eyesore as far as, Tekken characters go, just because of
black, right?
Huh?
Isn't he wearing all black?
Yeah, it's more that, like, there's not really any Hadokens, there's not really any range moves in Tekken, and now all of a sudden we've got 3 characters that have them. Aside from like Devil's Laser Beams, I think that's really it. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. So like to have all of these characters now that can play range games, in a 3D fighter that typically the range game was a lot closer. Whereas if you think
really
of like
changes the meta.
Yeah, it really does. And if you think about like Street Fighter, range is a lot further away. You've got characters specifically designed for range game. Yeah, it's not quite the same in Tekken. So this is another character that's sort of reinforcing this new fighting. What's the word I'm looking for here? This new character build, basically. That's the best way I can say that at the moment with my cache miss.
If you had direct control over who the next downloadable character could be into Tekken, who would you want to see in it?
Motherfucking Lei Wulong.
Whatever you...
I don't give a shit about anyone anywhere else. Bring Lei back.
It's a shame that he's gone. You know? The old what nationality is he? I know he's a police officer.
I think he's from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Nationality, police officer.
Yeah, no. He's...
Well, that's his role. He was a gangster, and you used to roll Lei a lot. He was one of your boys.
I used to love Lei. It's weird. I don't really know. There's definitely rationale behind why Lei's not in there, and also like other favorites like Anna isn't in there. Army King apparently got killed off. So did Wang Jinrei got killed off. So I think it's all based on player stats, like what players were actually selecting from Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. But that's not a good enough reason not to have motherfucking Lei. Lei's the best. Outside of that, I can't really think of anyone else I'd really like to see in there. Someone told me once that in like every game that Akuma's guested in, Ryu is typically in there as well. So we might get a Ryu.
Maybe. Well, we've got bloody Ryu in freaking Monster Hunter World.
What?
Yeah, Ryu's in Monster Hunter World, and so's Dante from Devil May Cry now.
Actually,
he just got announced the other day. Yeah, you can play him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you can Hadouken big giant fucking monsters.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Looking this up now.
It's pretty bonkers. Yeah, Ryu and Dante from Devil May Cry got announced. Might have been this time last week, I think.
So you can play as Ryu.
Yep. And
you can Hadouken monsters.
Yeah, it ties into you actually have to own Street Fighter V and have an existing save on your PlayStation, like it's a Sony exclusive.
I've got all of this.
Yeah, so you'd be able to, if you had Monster Hunter World, you'd be able to play as Ryu.
Mad. All right. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I don't actually have Monster Hunter though, so I'll figure it out.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there. All right, so that's what we've been playing. Should we make our way into the news?
Let's.
This week's news headlines.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about today is Ninja, aka Tyler Blevins, who is breaking Twitch records left, right, and center. Pretty well the king of Fortnite these days. Actually teamed up and streamed with Drake the other day. So obviously hip hop royalty. Love him, hate him, whatever. You can't deny that he is a global icon these days. But Drake of Degrassi Junior High fame streamed with Ninja last week, and on the back of that, Travis Scott also came in and did a cameo. Mm-hmm. Juju Smith-Schuster, who is a wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, rolled in there as well. And Kim.com, who obviously owns Mega Upload, so cashed out the wazoo, also popped in there as well. And this turned into the largest single Twitch stream of all time, topping out at 635,000 viewers.
Crazy.
Woo!
How much money did they raise for charity?
I don't know. I don't have any of those metrics. But I guess backing off of that, like Tyler Blevins or Ninja, as I guess we'll just call him for now. He is the biggest thing on Twitch. He's making $500,000 a month in Twitch subs alone. outside of donations and things like that on top as well. But yeah, $500,000 US he's taken home a month at the moment. But he seems like a good guy. Ali, you might have seen the interview. Did you see the interview he did with sort of mainstream US media the other day?
I did.
They were sort of talking about how he got into it, and very, very down-to-earth fella. Like, he's been in this for a while. He started way back with competitive Halo, many, many moons ago. So he's been grinding for ages.
He has. And that's a big misunderstanding from a lot of people that are very salty about his success at the moment. They don't understand that, he has actually been working up to this level. So it's nice. It's nice to see great representative for like gaming, Twitch communities and all that sort of stuff. He's a really down-to-earth guy, really straightforward. Him and his missus are very in, like, say, the public eye. And yeah, they just seem like really great down-to-earth people. I hope that we don't have some kind of like horrible story that comes from the darkness that usually happens when everyone finds someone that's reasonably nice on the internet. But the interview that he held, what channel was it on? It was like,
it was one of the big American channels, like CBS equivalent, like one of the big mainstream sort of top dogs for American media. And yeah, he was very well spoken, handled every question brilliantly. Obviously, he's still very grounded, which I like to see, and he is a good role model for that space. Like, they sort of said, tell us about your upbringing and how you got into it, and he emphasized, I stayed in school, I did my university degree, I was juggling some cruddy job, and then I did this after hours. Like, I looked at my future outside of this, and he emphasized that to like aspiring kids that wanted to do it. And I think that's something great. Then I hope a lot of these, young people out there that are trying to be the next big streamer, take that kind of stuff on board.
We need positive role models out there for the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids. But
because Lord knows there ain't good ones out there.
Yeah, but I forgot to mention before, Dream, they I think they raised, it was over $100,000 last month for sort of a suicide prevention outfit in America as well.
Fuck yeah.
So they're donating and raising a lot of money and bringing a lot of awareness to some pretty sensitive topics that do need, more attention and care. So they're doing good, like, and it's great to see. It's great to see. Like, he is sort of bucking the trend of a lot of these other streamers you hear about. Like, on the back of this, you're now seeing the Paul brothers, Jake Paul, the lesser famous one of those two, marginally, I guess, has now started up Team 10 Gaming, and he wants to get into gaming and having a Fortnite team and try and take over the Twitch world now. So, yeah, on one hand, we've got Ninja saying and doing all these great things, and then we've got the Paul brothers going through suicide forests laughing at dead bodies. So, yeah, it's, one end of the spectrum to the other. But it's good to see, and it's a nice, positive story, and I hope a lot of kids out there hold him in high regard.
Yeah, no, definitely. I worry about the community. But Twitch is pretty good, T's and C's, terms and conditions. The rules, they're usually good at really implementing them, but then with old mate Jake Paul coming in, it should be interesting to see exactly what colours Twitch bleeds when it comes to upholding community guidelines and stuff like that. So
yeah, and like, even though in a roundabout kind of way he's trying to say he's going to do good with this gaming team, like, they were just clickbaity on one of their latest videos anyway. Then they did like the largest single one-off donation on Twitch, where they dropped like $100,000 to a streamer, and it was like, oh, it's one of my favorite streamers, and it was completely set up anyway, because the streamer had cameras all over the place being able to capture his reaction, and it was one of his mates. So I'm curious to see afterwards if you boomerang that payment and said, hey, we made a good video. They even used a ninja icon in the thumbnail to sort of try and drive further views and get that clickbaity action going on. But yeah, those Paul brothers, I don't know.
Aggressive scum and villainy. Yeah. Let's see where the Twitch community goes with this one. Yay, good people. Boo, bad people.
100%. But I'm curious to see who the next big celebrity crossover is going to be. Who's going to come guest on a stream next? Who would you guys like to see?
Dr. Disrespect, right? It'd be him and someone, yeah?
Yeah. I'd love to see David Attenborough get on a stream. Just commentate live, PUBG gameplay or something like that. That would make my day. My goodness.
I'm trying to think.
What about
who
you,
would
Dream? Who do you want?
Do Dr. Disrespect?
I have no horse in this race. I can't think of anybody who would enhance the Twitch experience for me enough. Maybe Airbud.
Say, Sam's been so quiet.
Maybe Airbud. I saw like a meme yesterday about how they like in the NBA they had Airbud come on and commentate one game, and it was just like Airbud barking into a mic. Maybe that'd bring me on. I'd fucking watch that. That'd be cool.
I'd probably watch it at least for a couple of minutes and then.
Yeah,
Like, no,
but it has to be Airbud, not like a Twitch streamer's dog, because there's a billion of those. Right?
Random tangent, but ties in. Today, the TV in the bedroom was left on, and it went to sort of a screensaver mode, black screen with little Samsung icon bouncing around, as you used to see on the old DVD players.
Yeah.
And Chester was sitting on the bed, and he absolutely went crazy. Hated the Samsung logo, barking his head off trying to attack the television for some reason. So, Chester's not a fan of the old Samsung equipment that we decided on. So, it was weird.
Well, you got to take it back now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if they'll accept it, due to dog hate, but we'll see. I'll call you tomorrow, Pertel. See what you can do for me. Okay, so the next bit of news comes via way of Polygon and Ubisoft, now free from Vivendi via way of selling their various stakes to Tencent and a few other subsidiaries as well. As most people probably in the gaming space know, this has been a bit of a water cooler topic, a bit of a boiling point for years now, where Vivendi have been trying to almost hostile take over Ubisoft since acquiring that 27.7% stake in Ubisoft as a whole. They were buying up shares left, right, and center from all other little subsidiaries. So, yeah, they've since sold off. It's a win-win, I think. And probably from Vivendi's side as well, because they spent 794 million euros over the past 3 years buying all these stakes in Ubisoft, and now they're selling all that stake for 2 billion euros. So they've made a nice little profit, doubled their money in a bit. So it's not small change, and we'll see what happens as far as where Ubisoft land now. I think they're very happy. Yves Guillemot, who's the CEO, seemed to be pretty excited about having more control back into the company and be able to steer that direction long term. You saw how emotional they were bloody last E3 and things like that when they announced Beyond Good and Evil 2 as well as a couple of other games. So it's nice to see that they'll be steering their own ship and running their own race again. What do you guys think? Do you have much of a stake in this type of thing? Do you care?
Completely honest, when it comes to this kind of like back-ended dealings that are going on with like software companies and gaming companies and all that sort of stuff, I kind of like stay out of it. I'm not really knowledgeable on like these kind of processes. All I know is I only ever hear about when they get shut down. So when studios get shut down, and it's never pretty. So
I don't. I've never been terribly invested in any Ubisoft games. I think is the only reason why. I'm not to say that there's anything wrong with Assassin's Creed or anything like that, but it's just like I was never an Assassin's Creed guy. But I feel like if you were a fan of that series, you would very much be invested in this because that series has been hit and miss forever. And like it's decisions like this that actually filter down or trickle down into the creative process. So yeah I feel like if it was Bandai Namco, for example, I'd be probably a bit fucking interested. Or if it was Blizzard or if it was Activision, I would certainly be more interested. But now it's just like, it's not my crew.
Yeah. One of the ones that I thought was interesting as far as one of the two new groups that came in as quote unquote long-term investors is the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. So it's an independent organisation that obviously administers pensions for about 318,000 of Canada's teachers. So it's nice, obviously.
That can't have a lot of money, though. That cannot be a big fund.
I don't know.
I reckon at best that would be... Or what did they sell for? 2 billion.
Yeah, the teachers plan bought 3.4% of the shares.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they sold obviously their near 28% for 2 billion euros. Wow. So it's still multi-million dollars. You know, maybe, I don't know, my maths is going to be way off here, but let's say 30 million euros, something, give or take.
Yeah.
It's still a lot more than a ham sandwich.
That's true. I'm just more worried about them investing teachers' money.
Yeah,
Or
they would
retirement
invest.
money.
The teachers' money isn't going to live and die on Ubisoft, though.
They've seen
it's
the
a diversified
success and,
portfolio. Ali?
They saw that announcement for the Division 2 the other day and went, fuck, we want in on this gravy train, people. Let's do it.
Unless these teachers start getting kids to play Assassin's Creed as some kind of history lesson.
It's factually correct,
touche.
all of it.
I like that. I'm loving Assassin's Creed Origins right now. I still haven't finished it, but I'm loving that journey.
Assassin's
I'm
Creed
loving
2,
that whole...
just make it a curriculum.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 2 is one of the best. It's certainly up there as the top dog. Okay, so moving on. We've sort of glazed over this first part talking about Fortnite and PUBG available on mobile platforms. As I mentioned, Fortnite is iOS only at time of writing, and the only way to get into it is via an invitation. So you could register your interest via the Epic Games website, jump onto a waiting list and things like that. Or players in the game could extend an invite, but other than that, you can't actually download it off the marketplace. PUBG, Android, iOS, free to play, both of them. But Fortnite Mobile has made over now $1.5 million in the first 3 days since this game hit the marketplace. Obviously, people
In-game.
buying skins or the what's it called now? Pickaxe. I'm having a complete mental blank. Pickaxes and things like that. So, $1.5 million in microtransactions for Fortnite in 3 days in the US via a limited invite only. That's big time.
That's bonkers. Like, who's actually dropping that money for... Oh, then again, hang on. Did we establish that the mobile game, your skins in that crossover?
I don't know if they do on the mobile, but I know they do on PC to console.
Okay. I was just going to say, slightly suspect. Yeah, that's weird. That figure is really weird. Because, how many people do you know that's playing Fortnite on their mobile?
A lot. $1 million worth at least.
I know 2 people.
Sam, I'm going to smack you.
Yeah, I know 2 people.
Yeah, I only know, a small handful.
I think that Fortnite is popular. That was kind of the understatement of the evening. But my boss plays Fortnite with his son, and my boss doesn't play games. But he, on more than one occasion in the last 2 weeks, has told me about how he's playing Fortnite with his son. And it seems like for PUBG's kind of, Dukes of Hazzard style gameplay and, sort of crude in-jokes, it's like Fortnite is the family-friendly counter to all of that.
I don't know. I've jumped on the voice chat in PUBG. I'm pretty certain I'm playing PUBG with some other people's sons.
Yeah,
I'm sure you are, and I'm sure they're thrilled. But what I'm saying is, it's like this is like a family-friendly version. Yeah, this is a game you could put in front of anyone from, I'd say, 7 up. And
yeah, my younger sisters play Fortnite.
Your what?
My younger sisters play Fortnite. They're both under 16.
And
playing it this week for the first time. I don't see issues with that. I don't you see PUBG where it is a lot more gritty and realistic and blood splatter and things like that, where you sort of go, maybe not young child, but Fortnite, it has got that sort of childlike charm to it.
Yeah, and then throw in on top of that it's free to play, so the barrier to entry for those people is so much easier. Parents aren't going to complain about that. It's popular. It's fucking definitely big. And it's a great game and better than PUBG, according to this guy.
Ooh, hot take.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. He was bound to say
hot
it.
take. Okay, so the next bit of news ties into a game that was literally released 24 hours ago, 36 hours ago. Sea of Thieves. Yeah, depending on where you are. Sea of Thieves has now hit the video game oceans and getting rave reviews. Gameplay out the wazoo, plenty of highlights on YouTube, and every man and his dog and woman and child is streaming this game at the moment. There was some issues at launch, especially for obviously such an online dependent game. There was some server load problems, struggling to handle all those concurrent users. From what I'm hearing, they have since addressed that and fixed that and stabilized those servers. So the cinnamon beard and greybeard errors hopefully gone.
I don't know. Like I said, I heard that there was still some more issues about people jumping on today, but that could have just been them shutting it down for a bit to fix these issues. But like some of these issues are not just like connection issues. There were also some payout issues, friendly matchmaking issues. So you know, there's been actually a lot of back and forth for this game. A lot of people snarkily saying that maybe it is underwhelming. It is too easy. It is boring. Is like this is the other side of the coin that is definitely on the loudspeaker. So
yeah, like from what I've seen, sort of just gauging. I still haven't played it. I've got it ready to go, but from what I'm gauging, just from what I'm seeing in Twitter feeds and things like that, is playing as a squad, hella fun, can sort of be a little bit easy, but a few people rolling solo on those seas, getting smashed repeatedly, and then just like getting spawn camped and just spawn death. So it's sort of one end to the next as far as user experience is going. Yeah. You've been watching a fair amount of gameplay, Ali. Have you Dream, have you watched much, encountered anything much? What's your thoughts on the whole Sea of Thieves thing?
I conceptually love it, and I always often to my own downfall. I don't know, is that what I'm trying to say here? I often come into things too late, but I hate jumping in at the first in the first instance, because often people are terribly disappointed, and this sounds like maybe that's gonna happen based on what you guys are saying. I think it's cool though. Like I don't understand how it can be too easy if you're. It's like it's a social game. It's like Minecraft. Like Minecraft isn't easy to do if it's PvP because everyone's on a level playing field, right? Isn't it? That's what my understanding of this game is. It's like everyone's on the same playing field. You're fighting for treasure and shit, and there are skeletons. But like, there's a PvP aspect to it where you're punching on with other people in shit battles and stealing their treasure. No, stop me if I'm like wrong.
I mean, I think that there are going to be certain stages where I believe you can upgrade your weapons and such. So there is going to be, more higher leveled players and probably more put together strategic teams, which I guess is just bound to happen.
Yeah, that's an MMO.
Game, really.
That's every MMO.
Yeah. There'll be definitely, obviously, high level end game content and things like that.
Yeah.
I haven't sort of jumped into it yet, so I don't have much of a horse in the race, but I am pretty hyped to get in this week and sail the seven seas.
Bring up a certain point that came up for me, unfortunately, which was everyone was talking about buying this game, and in Australia, it's $100. This game is $100 in Australia.
It is, yep.
I'm sorry. I really did not feel like paying $100 for this game.
Yeah.
But what did you do?
Can't believe I fucking did this, actually. I bought technically I'm trialing the Xbox Game Pass.
Hey, that's a good idea. Why is that a bad idea?
It's more of a thing because I was like, remember last week when we kind of came up that you were shitting on Pokemon Go and, that became a thing? A while back, I was kind of shitting on the Xbox.
Oh, right, I see.
That's no use for
That's
it.
true.
No, just, you know what, Ali, just like fucking duck and move, man. Don't worry. They can never catch you.
Duck and dive. Throw a wrench. So I grabbed it. Then proceeded to, although it was kind of difficult because I thought I would be able to do it through the Xbox app on my phone, so I could just get it starting to download. No, you can't. It will only make you download the Xbox version. So I had to get home to my PC, jump on Microsoft Store. It acknowledged that I was trialing the Game Pass, and then it's just like, oh, you can install this game now. And I'm like, oh shit. So currently installing. Still not feeling great about it. Like I said, I've been watching some streams. I've been seeing people who are kind of creating their own story, their own dialogue, their own adventure, and they're having fun. But then I have seen a lot of people that have either tried to do the solo and had a bit of a struggle with it, and then, or they got, matched up with randoms and didn't enjoy it as much. So,
but this is a
you
game.
know, I guess it is going to be what you make it.
Yeah, this is a really highly anticipated game on day one. So, like, I think you got to wait a little bit longer, let things kind of simmer down a little bit, and then that's probably going to be the indication of what the player experience will be long term going forward. Things are always server issues. There's always server issues on day one. People are still figuring the game out. The game itself is trying to find its own etiquette and how players interact with one another. Like that, all of that stuff. Just give it a little bit, and then see how you feel. Especially because it's such a social game. Like it's heavily relying on you to interact with other people and on those interactions, whether they're friendly or not. Whereas
that's
something like WoW, something like even Monster Hunter World, like none of that is anywhere near as social. It's purely putting you in front of quests to do things very specifically. This is more like, fucking go for it. You're a pirate.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to the back of that too. I got an email from Xbox slash Microsoft's AU press agency here on our shores, and they've released a thing called the Sea of Thieves Sing Us a Shanty service. So, going to via a link on Eventbrite, which went live today, you can actually request to have an actual pirate-based band called Captain Hellfire and the Wretched Brethren watch you live stream, and as you're embarking on missions or sailing the seven seas or fighting a kraken, they will sing along live and adjust their song to suit your experience. Then you can record that and have that forever.
Wow.
Which is insane. Like, I've never heard anything like this in gaming before.
Good way of saying what that is.
It's dumb as balls.
Yeah, but I think it's fantastic.
It's cool. Like it's cool as shit. It's dumb as balls.
It's nice to offer, but a bit out there.
It's like when Firewatch offered to print out the photos you took in the game and send them to you. Camp or whatever they're called. I forget.
Like Campo Santo.
It is Campo Santo. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I think the photos is one thing, but we could, let's say us three were on a pirate ship in that game, and I could push one of you off the edge or kill you or whatever. I don't know what all the mechanics are about, but like that song would adjust on the fly. And it'd evolve and suit what we're doing. And, maybe they'll incorporate some of the things we say in the game via the voice chat. So I like it. Yeah, it is stupid, but I think it's great. And it's customer service. It's geeky and it's, niche, but for core fans of this game, I think it's fantastic.
So do they, do you get to do it yourself in a way, or do they pick what you say and then do it?
No, like, they're literally, like, the way it works.
I think they come up with the lyrics.
Yeah, via the Eventbrite link that went live this morning, you could register or request a session time for when you wanted to potentially stream with your mates. And this band, Captain Hellfire and the Wretched Brethren, will watch you live as you play it, and they will sing based on what you're doing. So you could just be drinking on your ship or whatever else, or, run into other ships or pillaging and all that kind of stuff. And they'll sing along and play along to whatever you're doing.
That's cool.
Soundtrack to your Sea of Thieves life.
Yeah.
There's clever people out there making money, man. I fucking respect that.
I'll sing your old shanties. I'll make a buck.
$20. All right, moving on.
You're back from Kuala Lumpur, Brendan. You're not there anymore.
Can't do it.
Sorry about that. It's like that. Okay, so the last two bits of news, I didn't want to dive too heavy, more so just as a what were you calling it, Dream? Rapid fire, I think, way back when. And then you also had like Saleem Dream's hot takes, and in a few episodes back, the sort of
the questions.
Quick questions.
Yeah, the questions.
I like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they were hit with you, were they, Ali? No, hit me with a fucking banger the other day. Something about Kuala Lumpur, I forget. Actually. But anyway. I think it was something about Oompa Loompas in Kuala Lumpur. Nato, if you're listening, write in. Or tell us next time you're on the show.
Yeah. So, the HTC Vive Pro has unveiled its pricing structure. So it's $7.99 US, and all Vive Pro units ordered prior to June 3rd will come with a 6-month subscription to Viveport. So Viveport is their Game Pass equivalent almost, where there's 400 pieces of content on the Viveport storefront, and you can play 30 of those titles each month, up to 30 I think, over that 6-month period. So I think it's capped at 5 titles a month or something like that, bizarre, but you're still getting a free experience for 30 games. They've also lowered the price by $100 on the standard HTC Vive, and that's effective immediately, so it's down to $4.99 US. But yeah, I'm keen. I want the Vive Pro. I think I'm going to pick one up.
Oh shit!
You
really?
should do it, Brendan. And look, if anyone tries to stop you, you fucking punch them, and you don't stop punching them until you get an assault charge and some handcuffs, son. Yeah.
Okay. But no, I really want one. Like, I love my PS Pro, PSVR with the PS4 and stuff like that, but I want that next level of VR immersion. So I'm going to be getting in on the Vive Pro when it drops later this year.
Well, I want you to have it. So I'm rooting
Thanks,
for
man.
you. I'm rooting
You
for you.
just fucking want to use it, Sam. I know you.
What are you talking about? The guy lives in another state.
Business trips, mate.
Actually, yeah. By
You
the
fly
time you
up,
bought a
we'll fly
ticket and all
down.
that
That's
sort of
it.
stuff.
We'll swing it. We'll work it out somehow. We'll
Get
put
on one
it
of them
all on the
Jetstar sales.
8-bit expense account.
Done.
Yeah, nice.
Just don't tell the boss.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
the last bit of news, the press release is longer than the freaking Bass Strait, so we won't go into too much of it. But Atari have officially unveiled their new console, the VCS, or the Video Computer System. The naming is a little bit out of date, just like Atari, I guess. They haven't gone into a whole amount of back-end specs as far as what it can do, but accompanying the Atari VCS, they also brought out the classic joystick from the early Atari years, as well as the modern controller prototypes. They're excited. They are still trying to kickstart and crowdfund some of the development and the release of this console, which I think is a bit interesting.
I bet they are.
But they are talking about it being much more than, I quote, a retro box. It's going to be a completely connected Atari device designed for today's living room, as it says in the presser. So take that as you will. You see the photo of it, like aesthetically. Obviously, they're paying a bit of homage with the wood grain on the front there, and it's pretty slimline. It looks like one of them cheap shit Foxtel boxes.
Yeah,
the HD ones.
That's exactly what it sounds like, looks like.
Mm.
Oh my god. Yeah, I still don't get what it is. Does it play just Atari games?
It plays Atari games, but there's also talk of it playing a lot of third-party games, a lot of good quality games. It'd almost be like a... What was that bloody... Not like a Steam Link. Yeah, maybe like a Steam Link, actually. Maybe like a Steam Link. Where, we'll sort of take the PC experience into the lounge room and things like that. So they do say it's got some grunt and it'll be able to handle modern games, as they like to say, but it will also have that extensive Atari back catalogue that everyone knew in yesteryear. So
Atari VCS, the video
it's so shit.
System.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Like, is this of any interest? Would you buy this if it's at a respectable price point? Do you think it's going to die a very quick death? Well, what do you reckon?
What do you think a respectable price point is, just on what you know? I would say
300.
300?
Yep.
What the
max.
I was going to say 250-ish.
185.
185.
Feels like we're playing the Price
I don't know.
Right.
I was going to say.
I've got a Price is Right kind of vibe there.
We're thinking of the same thing.
Lower.
Isn't that cute? I don't know. I think that
Really?
initial impression, Xbox controller, it looks like an old, ugly as fuck, like radio, like that wood grain kind of front finish reminds me of like really old TV cabinets. It doesn't. It just doesn't look cool. Like, it doesn't look good, and I don't know what the hell you'd play.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like anything impressive, to be honest. I've
doesn't
never
look
had an
current,
interest in
like-
the other micro machines that they've released, the SNES and the Mega Drive. Like, I didn't buy those, so
But like,
I'm not the person.
who
that
are
this
you
is-
marketing this to? Like, what parent's going to look at that and think, oh, that looks cutting edge? Like, that looks like the Xbox and PlayStation my son keeps complaining about.
Like, imagine having this in like a high-end lounge room where you've got all, modern furniture and, slimline televisions and a PS4 and an Xbox. Then you've got this old wood grain beater sitting in there.
But it's a very specific aesthetic that they've gone with.
Look-wise, it doesn't look terrible.
Looks awful, Ali. Looks fucking awful.
I mean, I'm trying to help it out here. Like, it doesn't look too bad.
You don't have to sell it, Ali. It's okay. It'll sell itself to
Not
the
anymore.
plus 50-year-olds
Thank
or
God.
whatever. Wow, that was
work
me
in
being
retail.
ageist.
How funny is it, though, that they're asking for crowdfunding, though?
Well, what
Yeah, and I'm scared. Like, that price point we said, I remember seeing something in the rumor mill a few months back, and I think we initially talked about this maybe before Christmas, and I think the price point was like $500-600. It was something bullshit. So, and if that's still the case, I think this is going to be, dead before it even gets in the stores.
Yeah. Who's asking?
If it does
for
get in
this?
stores, maybe they're just going to keep it completely crowdfunded and then just, via e-commerce only. Maybe they're going to keep this out of an EB or a JB or a
Maybe
GameStop.
Bitcoins.
Who knows?
But is anyone asking for this? You know what I mean?
I am not. I do not care. I've realized this now because my SNES Classic Mini I use as a door weight when I stream.
That hurts me a little bit. I would have kept that. That's so.
Remember
It's a
when
good little
people were
machine.
buying it at a ridiculous price?
It's a good machine. But that said, I recently learned how to put together Raspberry Pis. So like now it's actually kind of fucking easy.
The world is yours, man. You can make so many amazing things with those little kits.
I can hacksaw so much right now. I'm going to be the greatest
All right,
black hacksaw
Cred
ever.
just went back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Let's
wait.
move
Are
on
we-
to the final. Well, oh, sorry.
Can I-
Sorry, Dream. I know you chucked something in there.
No, well,
Sorry,
look, I'm not actually too crash hard about. I mean, like, I wasn't, too hard to talk about this. Really quickly, Bardock and Broly are coming to Dragon Ball Fighters. One thing I actually thought would be interesting to pick your brain about, Brendan, was that. Did you see the Soul Calibur 6 reveal trailer for Geralt? What is his name? Geralt.
Yeah, Geralt from
Geralt.
Witcher.
Yeah.
I liked it. I love me some Witcher. Like we talked about this on an episode with NATO. I think Dream you were off that one, and yeah, I'm keen. Geralt's one of my favorite characters. Period. I haven't read all the books yet, but I've read one of them.
There are books?
And I've played all 3 of the games. Yeah, that's what The Witcher's based off.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's based off a book series.
Wow, I didn't know that at all.
But yeah, he's just a fucking straight gangster. So you put him in any game and I'll be like, yeah, I'm sold.
So you're going to play
my money.
Soul Calibur 6 with me?
I'll play.
Are you
I
gonna play
can't
it?
promise I'll be any good. I actually
So I'm
used
not
to
very
like
good at Soul Calibur games.
I enjoyed it because obviously they had one of the first games that did like armor degradation and stuff would break off you as you're getting smacked up. I really like that sort of element to it.
I think
So yeah,
Sam
I'm
and
down for
Cougar
some Soul
perfected
Calibur
it,
6.
Yeah, sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. They own that space now.
though. Mint.
All right, cool. Glad. Just wanted to get your reaction. Apparently you already
Yeah,
gave it.
nah.
Sorry. So sorry.
No, that's okay. I think at the time when we recorded, it was just rumored that he's going to be in something, and we didn't know exactly what. So it's cool that he's actually, come out of the woodwork there, and now he's a character in Soul
It
Cal
looks
6.
good.
Yeah, he looks pretty cool. He's got like Igni.
He's got his signs.
Yeah. It's cool how they can
Igni, which is
incorporate
obviously
that.
the fire sign and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did
So,
that.
no,
They
it's
did a
cool.
good job with that with Noctis as well. Actually, like he's got fire magic and shit, and he's just teleporting everywhere. It's cool that they can bring those sort of mechanics that make the characters, who they are, into the fighting.
100%.
and translate it.
100%. I'm just going to be real curious if they have any like voiceover work with him where he's just this hypersexualized badass that he is from the Witcher series, where he's like, hitting on female characters in game or something.
Old fuckboy
I'll
girls.
play that.
Yeah. All right, so let's move into the final segment of the pod,
iTunes Review of the Week.
and this this review, comes to us via way, obviously, iTunes, by user Roland91, giving us that tasty 5 stars.
Nice.
And the review headline itself reads, "The Hungriest Listener." So is he hungry for more THG? Is he just hungry in general? Maybe he hadn't had breakfast when this review was written, or lunch?
We do tell people to stay hungry, so he's the hungriest.
So I like that. He's on brand. And the review reads, "First time, long time, but felt the need to write a review after nearly 2 years. Really enjoying the new dynamic with more of a hot seat style, rotating in. NATO has freshened up the show, and the back and forth between all of you makes a great listen week in, week out. Will we be seeing more variety in hosts/guests in the future? Question mark. Thank you for delivering rock solid content week in, week out. Roland,
NATO, can you please stop getting your friends to put in reviews?
That was my
I'm
first
kidding.
thing too. I saw his name there and I'm like, who does he know?
Yeah.
Who does he know named Roland?
Go
that
through
said,
NATO's
mate,
friends list.
Make me look
No,
cool.
I agree. It was fun having NATO on.
Yeah, I like it. And I think this is something we did talk about a little bit offline in between sort of our down months about maybe having a rotating chair here or there, or looking to bring someone else in as a more permanent fixture. So maybe these are those first steps to that next evolution of the THG.
Yeah, it's definitely something we've considered, but obviously, as listeners would know, we've got to be careful with who we have on here because we want to make sure that they blend and the banter goes really well.
We need to
For us
do
and
like
for
a
you, the listeners.
we need to reality TV show it. We'll have like NATO.
Explain.
Well, just like NATO and like a few other contestants get together for their chance to be
The podcast
THG's
apprentice.
next co-host. Like you can't just give it to them. We can get ratings, guys. Ratings. Think about it.
You're fired.
You're fired.
I'm all for it now.
Yeah.
The podcast apprentice. Maybe we can film a parody skit one
Podcast
day.
Apprentice, Podcast Bachelor.
Oh,
I'm all for
damn.
the podcast Bachelor. I don't know how that works. Logistically, it makes no sense. But I'm all
Saleem
for it.
Dream. Will you take this microphone?
Yeah, I was going to say you're handing out microphones.
I will. Thanks, Brendan.
Only the best too, thanks to Audio Technica. Check them out at audiotechnica.com.au. All the best equipment in the audio sphere. But rounding that back, Roland91, thank you for the great review. And thank you everyone that has taken the time to review us
It's a
over these
bloody
past
good
2-ish
review.
years. It is our lifeblood. And as Dream says, we want to have a couple more reviews in the back pocket leading up to the big 100th episode in a couple of weeks' time.
One review
It's gonna be
equals
big.
one episode, one prayer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tweet.
Solid
That's
tweet.
the message.
100%. But yeah, these reviews, these subscriptions, these ratings, these interactions, they keep the lights on in our emotional hearts. And yeah, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to tune in every week or every week-ish, depending on when we get these episodes out. Apologies, but we are tightening up that release schedule again. But we thank you for sticking by us through this new period where there is a little bit of a training wheel sort of situation going on, where we're trying to feel out doing this thing remotely and doing it the right way and all this other stuff that comes into it. So thank you for tuning in.
I'm always
Thanks.
curious what days they prefer, to be honest.
So
You know how everyone has their own schedule when it comes to listening to podcasts, and then like they prefer certain days of release because then they can feel their drive to work or whatever. So I'm always curious which one works. For them the
yeah,
most.
put it to a vote.
Yeah, yeah. Let the listeners decide.
That's it.
But it's actually good that Roland here actually used the review system to actually let us know what he liked. It's a good way of getting the point across because Lord knows we don't know.
Yeah, so please more people use the review system as getting said point across. Preferably on iTunes if you can, but obviously we will not be upset if you check us out on any of the other podcast hosting platforms. And remember, we are on Spotify, which is probably the premier audio streaming device, software, brand in the world. So check out the Hungry Gamers on there, follow our playlist or whatever you do, subscribe to our playlist on there. I can't remember the terminology for Spotify, but give us a spin on there. It's pretty cool to know that we're on there amongst some other pretty big heavy hitters. So thanks Spotify and thanks listeners on Spotify for making it happen.
Big thumbs up.
Nice.
So, you pair of legends, that's probably been an episode. what do you guys want to say? Any closing statements? Any thoughts? Anything you want to leave our listeners with until the 99th episode next week comes up?
I'm really craving garlic bread right now.
Ooh. Cheesy garlic bread from Domino's, please.
Shit. Now I want that.
Rest in peace, Stephen Hawking. I don't know why that just came to my head.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My goodness.
fuck.
Cheesy garlic bread, Stephen Hawking. It works.
Yeah. That really upset me. That actually, I didn't think I'd get hit by that, but that hit.
So far out of left field, wasn't it? Like, obviously he defied the doctors and his life cycle for so long. Like, he had an amazing innings. But yeah, it's still a tragedy. So, yeah, condolences to the Hawking family. But, you know, he's up there in space doing God knows what now, inventing and coming up with a whole host of new theories. So, yeah.
Oh, I want to watch that new Mr. Rogers documentary movie thing that came out. There's just a trailer. Australians wouldn't know about him. I only know about him from American people.
You don't know what I know.
I don't know.
Don't tell me what I don't know. You don't know me.
I will say this is my final closing point here is Shangela was absolutely robbed in RuPaul's
bullshit.
Drag Race
Trixie
Season
for
3
life.
All-Stars. No way. Shangela's
Trixie.
the bomb.
No, fuck Shangela. Hallelujah. She had 3 attempts and she fucked up all 3 attempts. Trixie was God. If she didn't win, it was going to be rigged.
Nah, the fact that Kennedy Davenport got like the sympathy pity vote all the way through, like, bleh, come on now. Get it right.
I agree.
Well, next season.
I agree.
Season 10, isn't it?
Yes, and it starts on Friday.
Go Miss Cracker.
All right, so that has been an episode. Listeners, thank you for sticking by. Much love to everyone in the 8-Bit Nation. Check out a whole swag of 8-Bit content via the hashtag 8-Bit Collective or over at 8bit.net. You can find me at Brendan8bit.
You can find me at Miss Sally. Sorry, I was waiting for like a kind of a lead in there, but
I was
go for
I was
it.
playing chicken on that. You can find me at Saleem TD.
Until next week, where we're coming at you for a world first 99th episode. Much love.
and stay hungry for garlic bread.
Yes.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.